Hi, I'm Sue Frey. I'm with GuthrieFreyWater.com, and I'm here today with Dan. And we are at one of our job sites where there is a 9 to 10-year-old water softener and an iron curtain. We're actually on a proactive maintenance service call. Our client called us proactively just to get some maintenance done there on their equipment before their new tenant moves in. How are you, Dan?
Good, I'm doing good.
Good. So Dan has been in the field, the business, for how long?
Since 1987.
Okay, so we have a really great expert here. Dan, can you tell me a little bit about what you look for on an iron curtain and water softener that's about 9 years old?
Usually what you look for is the aeration tank. There's a distributor and there are little slots in there, and basically the water squirts out into this air cap. And what happens is they start to plug up and you have really low water pressure. And that's usually what we see is people call because they turn on two faucets and they have really low water pressure.
Okay.
So we usually know then that the aeration is plugged up. So what we do is we take the aeration tank out and we're basically disconnect it, spin it out here, and this one doesn't seem to be real bad, but we'll pull it out and check. But as you can see, these slots are supposed to be open and they're almost plugged up. Some are really bad where it's actually plugged up where there's a big ball of rust over it. So it only basically lets out like 1 gallon a minute instead of 6, 7 like it's supposed to.
And now this all happens according to the water quality. So this water quality, I believe, is about 3 parts per million of iron. I think we just serviced this probably about, I want to say 16 to 18 months ago. So again, we're proactively doing this service, but like Dan said, you can see it looks like it's probably going to start losing pressure, do you think?
Right, yeah,
okay.
It probably is already a little bit.
Okay. And so you're going to clean that up on the inside. And what else would you do over here then? Are you checking out, are there different pistons that you guys proactively will change?
Yeah, if you actually look on the floor here, you can see the water on the floor.
Yeah.
So, and then what happened here is there's a piston that's leaking. So the water's running down. And that happens after anywhere from 4 to 10 years basically.
Okay.
And you'll notice water running down the tank.
And we actually proactively send out our clients reminder postcards on all of our iron curtain clients about every 4 to 6 years. So if you do see that, take a look at how your water quality is. Some people, boy, I know we haven't seen some people for, we haven't seen some of our clients for 10 years. But in a lot of cases, if you're more type of customer who is proactive as far as their maintenance, then you're absolutely going to want to give us a call so you don't get in an emergency situation. Dan, can you tell us a little bit, this is a pretty old metered water softener, but these systems actually have a life expectancy of right around 20 years, don't they?
Yeah, 20, 25, sometimes 30.
Yeah.
If they're taken care of.
And so now what would you proactively take a look at on this?
Kind of the same stuff here, except for no aeration.
Okay.
But there's a piston in back that can start leaking.
Okay.
So you're going to look for like water drips along here or something, where there's a calcium buildup, you can tell that there's a leak somewhere. And usually that means that the piston is starting to leak on the unit.
Okay.
Other than that, there's a timer motor on here. Sometimes those get really loud and start squealing.
Okay.
So then you need a new timer motor. But it's kind of, most of them are the same. You either have a piston and seals or a timer motor, and that's usually what fails on them.
Okay. Great. Now, about approximately how long do you think this whole service call here today is going to take you?
This one's probably going to be 1.5 hours to 2 hours.
Okay. So
get it cleaned up and
absolutely. All right. Well, and obviously every application is different.
Yeah. Sometimes you're only in the house half an hour.
Okay.
Sometimes the aeration tanks are clean because it's in there for just sulfur instead of iron.
Okay.
So they don't plug up as fast.
Sure. Well, great. Well, thank you, Dan, and thank you.